The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
All right, everybody, welcome to Talk Live Paranormal with Shannon and Mr. Bill. I am Mr. Bill. I hope to God I'm not Shannon. If I'm Shannon, then my voice really got bad. Shannon's going to try to jump in here with us. She's having some more computer issues, so we'll see how this thing goes with us. I want to start off tonight by saying thank you to all the men and women serving around the world. Overseas, here in the continental United States, Alaska, Hawaii, everywhere, every Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Coast Guard, Seabees, every one of you guys. You're the only reason that we get to do what we get to do. You and the past history of the military takes care of this great nation. So thank you to those that are serving, and a big thank you to anyone that served. From one veteran, myself, out to each one of you guys. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your time. Thank you for volunteering. And I want to say thank you to even the guys that got told they weren't volunteering. They got told that they were going to be there. You guys don't often get thanked enough. Whether it be World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Panama, all them places. You guys that got forced into doing some of this stuff by the luck of the draw from a number, the draft. Thank you very much for everything you did and you served. And thank you also to the men, women, and children, so the spouses and the children of those that are left behind, the moms, the dads, the people that are still there but are suffering along with them. You guys keep the home fires burning and keep it so they have something to come back to. Thank you very much, you guys. You're just as important, and you obviously don't get thanked enough, so thank you. So tonight, we're going to discuss one thing first, get this out of the way, talk about something that's been happening over the last couple of weeks, and I've been seeing it a lot. I've been seeing it a lot on Facebook. I've been seeing it a lot on Twitter and all these social media sites. And it's the fact that the haters that are out there. Now, I try to play as nice as possible. I believe that everybody should have the right to do what they want to do when they want to do it. There are some rules that we need to follow, permissions that we need to get before we do some things. But I've been watching this disgusting rhetoric going around and chatter all over the place about the way people do things. Now, paranormal investigation has been around for a long time. There's a lot of people out there that do paranormal investigation that are very famous. There's a lot of people like me who are out there doing paranormal investigations that are not famous. There's no set science to this thing, folks. You may see stuff on TV. You may grab a piece of equipment and use it like an EMF detector or a spirit box or a video camera or a recorder and go out and do things, but everybody's going to do their thing in their own way. There has been a lot of people been slamming and putting people down about the way they're doing things. First of all, I'm not here to condone what they do. I'm not here to put down what they do. But they do it. So, what's the easiest way to put this? There's a lot of people out there that say, hey, this person stole this idea from me, that person stole that idea from me, this person took my idea. and made it famous, or this person tried something and it was stupid, and what they're doing is wrong, and how they're going about doing it is wrong. And you know what? Sometimes I agree. Sometimes there's a lot of people that agree. Sometimes there's a lot of people that kick back and go, you know what? I agree, but if that's the way they want to do their investigation, and they're not physically hurting anyone, they're not mentally messing with anyone, then I'm going to give you this. Now, y'all, this is my 2 cents. This is me thinking about it, me jumping in here and talking about it. I'm not going to put down anybody that wants to do certain things. Yes, there's some people out there that like to just go out and get as quiet as possible, get in an area and they want to be by themselves. I've already said I don't condone certain things. One of them, I don't think you should go out and do any investigation by yourselves. Does that mean I haven't done it? Well, let me tell you, I have done it. I didn't say I got anything when I went out there and did it that time, or a couple of times. Do we separate ourselves out? Should we? Now, this is my belief. I don't think we should. But I'm dumb enough to try it sometimes. Yeah, I said it. I'm dumb enough to try certain things. I will try some stuff. Sometimes pushing the envelope is what we need to do in order to get the end result. Sometimes pushing the envelope is what we need to do to move forward. Sometimes, in my view, pushing the envelope as far as the way some people do isn't probably, to me, the right thing to do. You've got to take everything in stride. Look at everyone as a human being first. Everybody, you know what? I'm a human, you're a human, we're all here. Each one of us wants to try some stuff. Some people are braver than others. Some people call it brave, some people call it stupid, some people call it dumb, they're risk takers, blah, 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 blah. Here's the deal. Risk takers are risk takers. If you hold yourself in your bubble all the time and you don't take risks on doing certain things, then how far do you know you can go? How far do you know what you can do, what you can see, what you can hear, what you can taste, what you can smell? As a child, when we were growing up, we took risks. How many people stuck a penny in a light socket? Maybe I'd have hair right now if I did not do that. How many people went out and gotten those tattoos? All over the place. Yeah. They're a rebel. Are they a rebel? Or are they somebody that's kind of pushing the envelope just to see what they can do? It all boils back into everything we do in life each day. Sometimes you got to take that chance and that leap of faith. Does that mean we're not going to do something that later on we're going to regret? No, hell no. Did I regret going out there in the middle of the night into a cemetery by myself? Yeah, I did it. I did regret it. I didn't have the rights to be there. I didn't have the permissions to be there, but I actually went out there to just sit with my grandpa. That's what I did. A long time ago, but I do regret it now. I still want to go back and have discussions with him because I still think there's a lot of things that gentle giant would teach me. Actually, both of them are in the same cemetery, so maybe they can get together and knock me around a little bit, slap me upside the head. You never know. But there's got to be a point where all this rhetoric and this he said, she said bullshit that's all over YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and whatever other platforms there is, where you've got to step back and go, hey, guess what? This is not something that maybe I should be talking about. You want to publicly berate someone? You know what? That's on you. If you want to publicly tell someone, you can tell someone, hey, listen, I saw what you were going to do. I know what I saw what you did on your last video. I saw what you talked about and how you went about it. It's not something I do, and it's not something that I think maybe you should be doing, but it's just me. But going straight out and telling someone, look, you're a jackass, you're a dumbass, and you're going out there and you're doing this shit the wrong way, and you got to stop. You just got to stop doing that crap. So think before you type. And you know what? Anybody that calls themselves a professional paranormal investigator, you could be professional in the way you handle yourself, but please show me your diploma. Please show me where you went to school for this. Please just show it to me. Because it's a learning game. It's a thing we all have to learn. If we're going to keep doing this, it's something we have to learn about, we have to talk about, we have to discuss with others, we have to come up with ideas. Last week's show, I talked about an idea that I saw in a movie that I'm thinking, you know what? I think might want to try that. Hey, Amanda, what's going on? There's ideas and little things out there you never know you want to try. And you know what? If I decide to try this experiment, then, hey, if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, I'm still going to look like a bald, fat, fuzzy guy. So, all I have to say is just think about what you're talking about when you're starting to put people down for something that we all do. And they're just doing it a little bit differently. There's no reason to put somebody down. There's lots of groups out there that I've seen that are cutting their fingers and putting blood on crosses, and they're putting their blood on Ouija boards, and they're putting their blood on other things. If that's what they want to do, then what gives us the right to say, oh, you're 100% wrong? You can't do that. Oh, yuck. Oh, no. Who knows? Maybe they're tapping into something. So please, watch what you're doing. Be careful. But you could talk to somebody and express yourself in a way that you don't put someone down and you're not trying to trash someone without just, calling them names and berating them, belittle them, and blah, 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 blah. Just ain't worth it. But what is worth it is discussing the fact, nice segue, huh? Is discussing something that Jake and I started talking about 2 weeks ago. And we were talking about investigations and the way people do investigations. And that discussion opened up a whole lot in my brain. Yeah, up here in this thing. This is scary. It opened up a whole lot in my brain to make me think about a different way, or equating paranormal investigation to hunting. And I've been hunting my entire life. So I started thinking back of what's one of the first things you have to do to hunt? Well, you have to know your area first. You got to watch it. You got to look at it. You got to kind of do some investigations. So you got to spend some time. If you're going into an old building, try to spend some time in front of that computer. Find a history on that. Talk to the people. Go to the location with the lights on and talk to the people that are there. See what they know. See what they want to talk about. See what they've heard. Get it all out there. The more information you have about a location and about a setting, the better prepared you're going to be for the next step. One of the next steps, I believe, remember this is my beliefs, what I believe the next step what we have to do is you almost have to, and then this is illegal if you're hunting for animals. But I don't believe this is illegal what I'm about to tell you if you're doing a paranormal investigation or quote unquote ghost hunting. You have to bait them. Give them what they want. One of the things that's out there is that they want, that seems like, is energy. Fields of energy. Get that energy build up. Here it is where you get that energy build up inside of you, or build up the energy where where that location is, find some way to build up that energy, whether it be through, so we found a couple locations that if we play music and we know the music of the era that was the most played there, to play the music actually gets them going. It brings everything up. It brings the energy up. It kind of gives them that energy to feed off you. If you're singing along with it, you're still putting out energy. If you're putting certain lighting out there, light puts off energy. Sound puts off energy. The energy you put off. Go in with a good attitude. Go in and laugh and joke and have a good time. It seems like to put off more energy. So now you're baiting them. You're giving them what they want. You're giving them that energy. But there also comes a time when, you're giving them that energy, but you have to give them a chance to release the energy that they have, that they got from you, and give them energy to talk back to you or give you the sounds. Give them that chance. Getting quiet. One of the things that I found out that I really like to use is a plasma ball. Now, for those of you who don't know what a plasma ball is, you can buy them at most Spencer's stores. I know some because that's where I got my big one, or our big one at. It's that ball that you used to put your fingers on when you were little kids that shoots electricity around the inside. That thing will register on an EMF detector, so we know it's putting off electromagnetic fields and electromagnetic force out into the air. You get 2 or 3 or 4 of those going in an area all the time, and as long as you're not using your EMF detectors and your static detectors to pick up that field, you're putting all that energy into that building. You're giving them an electrical source, something really is just to energize them, to bring them up, to bring up their energy, to keep the levels high. We've noticed over several different ways, different times of doing an investigation, we put them energy balls out there. If you ever notice if you put your hand close enough to them, that electricity will shoot over to one area at one side. You don't have to be touching it; it'll just go to that side. Put one of them plasma balls out there and just start watching it. Every now and then you'll see it all kind of focus on one side. And you'll get that nobody's there. It's just pulling that energy. It's really, really cool to see. It's really cool to watch when that happens. Or you'll see it follow around the outside. It'll go to one point and follow it like it's following, or something's dragging its hand across that side, and just it's pulling or dragging something across that side, pulling the energy out of it. Using the plasma balls is one of the things that we've done that we seem to get more EMF off of. So, I'm sorry, not EMF, EVPs off of. It just kind of builds up and builds up and builds up, and then they're able to release that energy and talk to you and to tell you, when you get, what was it, Edinburgh Manor. I'm going to use Edinburgh real quick because it's one of the ones where we got some of the funniest ones. Anybody who knows anything about Edinburgh Manor, you'll know Zach Beggins has been there. There's been other groups there. I know there's a group there as we speak right now. They're out there doing some investigation, which I know they're freezing their butt off because it's cold there. We were using the plasma ball, and we got the energy build up, and one person asked, do you remember when Zach was here? Do you remember when Zach came here? Do you want Zach to come back? And then one of the guys goes, hey, do you want us to go find Zach and bring him here? And clear as a bell on the EMF detector, you could hear the words, get out. I mean, it was just get out. Down in the basement of Edinburgh Manor. That's when I got the scariest EVP I've ever gotten in my life. We were we were in the kitchen downstairs. We had a great group of people. Oh, there was so much energy. We weren't using the plasma balls. We had all this energy going. People laughing and joking and having fun. We're doing some recordings, running some other equipment. Just everything's going. We're having a good time. And the medium that was with us goes, we're not welcome here. We're not. I'm getting the sense that someone's telling us that we should leave. We shouldn't be here. And that we were in trouble. And did we leave? Of course we did not leave. We stayed right there and had a blast. But later on that night, after we got to do with our little tours, we did a bunch of free time. It was all night long on free time, and I love that basement. I love going down there. I love sitting down there in the laundry room and just setting up some equipment at the table and just talking and see what we get. So that night I asked, I kind of turned on the detector with a EVP recorder, and I said, I want to talk to the lady who was telling us that we were in trouble. I want you to come forward and talk to me. And I got quiet. And I said, you can come up. Nobody's holding your back. You're free to talk to us. I am inviting you to come see us. Then I said, they can't hurt you. They can't touch you. And when we played it back, after I said, they can't hurt you, they can't touch you, there was a bang, and in a male's voice it said, she's dead. We played that over and over and over again, and half the people that were with me down in that room just decided, you know what, I think we're done down here. We're going to go upstairs, and we're going to get warmed up, and we're going to get out. And some of them actually left after that happened. But to get that on one of my very first EVP sessions in that building, There's something about that rush of getting your first very clear EVP that just straight out tells you, I'm here. I'm not leaving. You get something. Or, let's see, getting hit in the head with a brick. Not one of my funnest times, but you know what? It was, and I'm not saying it was a full brick. It was just a small piece of a brick, and it bounced off my big old noggin. And I decided that I was done where I was at. That wasn't at Edinburgh. That was down at another location. It's just trying to build up the energy that you can put out to talk to people or to talk to entities. You got to try to figure out what works at what location. What works for you isn't going to work for some other people. What works in one area may not work in another. But I do believe, and it's my firm belief, that energy is the biggest thing that you can give. Your energy that you put out or that gets put in the air, whether it be you doing it, whether it be a piece of equipment doing it, whether it be a whole group of people doing it or things doing it. I do believe that the energy is what we're looking for. So that's kind of my goal for this year of doing more hunts, is to put out as much energy as I possibly can, to try different styles of energy. Remember, I always say every time that one of the things you should do is you should try new things. Don't be afraid to try stuff. Just reach out there, and if you feel like you're looking into a doorway and it's black, all pitch black on the other side, excuse me, and you want to stick your hand in there, but you don't want to, stick your hand in there. Come on. Give it a shot. Who knows? Somebody may reach up and grab your hand, grab your arm, try to pull you in. If you get you're going to know what doesn't feel right to you. You're going to know what you shouldn't do and should do. It's in your heart. But sometimes you really, let's face it, folks, we go into dark buildings, dark areas that nobody wants to go into, that nobody wants to be in. And what do? We spend the night. We antagonize a little bit. We have a blast. Do we always want to be there? No. You know that little hair that stands on the back, up on the back of your neck that makes you go, I don't think this is right. I think we should, I'm leaving. Well, I take a pair of clippers and shave that little hair off so I don't feel it. That's one of my defenses. All right, let's face it. I can't grow any hair back there either. I can't get on the top of my head either. But sometimes just being able to step out of your comfort zone just a little bit. Try something new. Take a little glow-in-the-dark ball. Roll it down a hallway into a dark room. See if it comes back to you. If you know that there was and I'm going to jump back on Edinburgh again. We know that there's a spirit there that people are always saying that she was a child. Well, after some research and after some studying and after a lot of stuff that we found out, that lady who was there was an elderly, I can't talk. She was an elderly lady that had the mental capacity of a child, that always wanted to play. And always thought that she could, sneak out with people when they were going to leave. See if you can get her to play with you. See if you can get her to talk with you. Play. Find that little ball and roll it down the hallway and see if it comes back. Set some playing cards out and see what happens. Put a pack of cigarettes out. See who wants to smoke. Let's face it. Some of these spirits used to smoke. Some of these, when they were alive. Now, one of the things that I like doing, and I challenge everybody to try, is when you get into an old building, find an area that's not completely, it can be dark. Find a mirror in a bathroom on a wall. Stare into that mirror in that bathroom, in that wall. Stare into that mirror. Stare into your own eyes. Start talking to the spirit that you might think is there. Start talking, saying, you know what? Here I am. I'm right here. Use this mirror. Look deep into that mirror on your own. Picture your own face. Picture what you look like. And now show it to me. Now, if you try that and you get another face in the mirror, I would really recommend that you, number one, scream like a little girl, because that's probably what I'd do. Number two, I hope to God you got a camera going that's videotaping this. And number three, call me and tell me where that was at, because I want to come try it. That's what you should do. You should give me a buzz, and I'll come try it. You can try to utilize your surroundings. Utilize what you know about the surroundings. Ask them, do you want us here? See what they say. Also, one of the best things to do is to try to quiet your own mind. Before you go in, take out every expectation you've ever had of what might you want to. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to find me a spirit. I'm going to talk to them. They're going to give me the lottery numbers. I'm going to win. I'm going to do what I have to do. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to buy this place. I'm going to make sure the spirits are all comfortable. No. Take that whole expectation out of your mind. Get rid of it. Wipe it clean. Get gone. See you. Throw it in the trash. Go in there with no expectations, and you'll probably find more. You'll probably hear more. Learn to quiet your mind down just a little bit. Bring it down. Quiet. Shh. No. You in here. That little feller in the back of your mind that speaks Japtalian and you don't understand him, and he's screaming at you all the time. Tell him to be quiet. Relax. Shh. See what you can get. See what comes forward. Just let it ride. Especially if you can sit in a hallway 2 people. Put one at each end of the hallway. In the dark. Don't say a word to each other. Just start relaxing, knowing the other person's there, and try to stare at them. See if you can see what's standing next to them. See if you can feel the air rushing past you. And then scream like a little girl and run to each other and hold each other in your arms, and I'm crying, I'm boo-hoo. Because you never know. Maybe that's what they want. I don't know. Nobody seems... I've yet to find one person who can tie into everything all the time. I've yet to find one person that can sit there and tell me this is the way it has to be done. It's not. There's no way you can tell me this is the way it has to be done. The only thing I have to do in life is pay taxes and die. And I don't even like the paying taxes part. I know I'm going to die. Let's face it. Death is the number one cause of death. Well, birth is the number one cause of death in the world. Everybody that's born dies. Which means every day we have more people to look for. More spirits to talk to. More of anything out there. There is one experiment that used to be done. I don't know if anybody still does it. If you do it, I'd like to see what you get. You have to have an old TV to pull this off. If you take an old TV and you put a video camera in front of it and just turn it on static and just let it record. Let it record, and do whatever you're going to do around it and stuff. See if, hey Taya, nice to see you. See if when you put that video camera in front of that TV, when you go back and watch it, it used to be said that every now and then you might see somebody walk through that static. Well, you're putting an awful lot of energy. What if they're drawing that energy out? And you'll see that shadow walk through that white noise and that noise out there. See what happens. I guess my question is, has anybody ever tried that in this day and age? I've heard about the old experiments they used to do for that stuff. Different people used to try it. First of all, it's hard to find an old TV because you almost have to have a tube TV, because I don't know if an LED TV would work, and I don't know too many people want to drive around with an LED TV in their vehicle and taking that stuff out there. I don't, but I'll sure find it. Oh, wait, I got a small one right here. I'll take it with me. We'll give it a shot. Try to step into someone else's comfort zone. So, we talked about you should never go out and do this by yourself. You should always have somebody with you. You should always go in groups. And if you're going to go in just a group of 2, make sure somebody else knows where the heck both of you are going. You don't want to just go, hey, we're going to go investigate somewhere, bye, and take off. You kind of want to go, hey, we're going to go to this old house down the road, and we're going to go investigate in that thing. If you see a bunch of cop cars or something else going on there, it's us. Excuse me. But see what that other person's comfort zone is. Maybe you can push that person into doing something they don't want to do when they don't want to do what they want to do. Huh? You never know. Never know. So I guess that's the biggest thing for tonight, is just try it. Try it. If it's colder than Christmas balls out there, and you're in an area and you want to try something, I suggest trying it where it's warm. Like maybe it's so cold here, I'm wondering if Hawaii doesn't have a couple places that, well, wait a minute, Hawaii got snow this last week. I wonder if they have spirits down on the equator where it's warm. Maybe in the Mojave Desert. Might be kind of warm. Be a lot warmer than it is here. It's just getting to the point some days where I look up and I go, why do we do this? Why do we force ourselves into some situations where Even certain family members that I have out there look at me like, well, we knew you were nuts, but we didn't know you were frickin' crazy. Why would you go and do anything like this? Why? Because you know what? When I die and I'm laying in that casket, I don't want people to walk up and look in my casket and go, oh, he looks good. He took care of himself. He's so good. Oh, he looks so peaceful. I want him to come by and look in and go, good monkey googly moogly. That boy spent too much time with spirits. Wow, he looks rough. Woof, woof. This should be a closed casket. Because if you ain't living while you're living, how are you going to be living while you're dead? That sounds like a t-shirt. Huh. You ain't living while you're living, how you going to be living when you're dead? Y'all heard it here first. Y'all heard it here. It doesn't mean a lot, but back. New projects coming up. I'm not going to show you the project sitting behind me because it's in about 1 billion pieces and it'd take too long to explain. All I'm going to say is this new project is actually going to be utilizing a whole lot of LEDs, infrared LEDs, and I got a lot more work to do on it. We did do some, beta testing on a few things, and we're going to hopefully have this thing set up and ready to go for, I don't know, what would that date be? That would be probably one of the first weekends in March. It's either the 2nd or the 9th. I'm going to think that would be for the Ghost Hunts USA. So here comes my plug for these guys. Ghost Hunts USA is a company we also work for, that we go out and we take you guys on tours all over different locations. I do know that one of my favorite ones, one of the ones I really love, is Missouri State Penitentiary, MSP, coming up. Yeah. March 8th and 9th is the first two. Here's the cool part about that one. They closed down in November. They shut the doors. It's too cold to do anything. March 8th is the first day they open back up. Now, some people say, oh, there's just no energy. You got to build up the energy and get it going again. It seems like it's so dead there. I don't think so. I think I've gotten most of my best stuff on the very first opening day. We go down there. Oh, excuse me. We go down there and we walk through it. And my challenge to you is, if you show up and you want to be there with us and you want to talk to us, and you want to go to a couple locations with us, do you have the testicular fortitude to go into the dungeon alone, sit in the dark, maybe you and one other person, just sit in there? Oh, that's amazing down there. When you hear the creaks and the pops, and then every now and then you hear the laughter and the hair, somebody, like a hand brushes across the side of your face, or your shirt gets tugged on. We've had women get their hair pulled down there. There's the challenge. Will you join us? Come on. Come on. Now, I also know that there's a lot of Paracons coming up. There's some all over. They're all over the place, which is great. We're going to try to be at a couple this year, I think. I don't know if we're going to have our own table, or we are going to go as just guests and just be there. I do know that we do have, where did my list go? I got 15,000 lists going here. We do have, where's my Facebook thing? Sorry, I thought I had it up. My bad. Didn't mean to my Facebook. Of course it's not going to be to Facebook. Oh, well. So, let me see if I can pull these numbers out of my butt. In March, at the Farrar School here in Iowa, there is, I want to say it's I don't remember. My brain hurts too much right now thinking about it. We're doing an event there. Our small group, Riverside Iowa Paranormal, has helped sponsor a detention, what they kind of think they're calling it, the Farrar detention, where you come in and we're going to have dinner, we're going to talk, we're going to be with people, then we're going to do a couple live experiments, and then we're going to take some tours, and then we're going to do some all night hunting there. I think it's till 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning throughout that whole entire building. Come on out and join us. Then in April, and Jake, I'm looking for your help on this one. Study hall. Thanks, Jake. I don't remember the date in April for the Farrar. Is it Paracon? I think it's what it's called. My Facebook's messing up on my main computer, so I'm not quite sure what the other one is. But there's a big one going on there. There's going to be vendors and people to talk to. I know Ghost Hunts USA is going to be there. I know Riverside Iowa Paranormal, we're going to have our own table there. We'll be doing all sorts of things. And then there's an overnight ConjureCon. Thank you, Jake. I knew you'd get that one for me. It's in May? I thought it was in April. May 18th. Okay. May 18th is ConjureCon. You can look that one up on the Facebook sites. We've got it here on our Facebook site on Talk Live Paranormal. Come on out and look all that. ConjureCon it's like almost like the first Paracon they've had there, or Paracon style of event they've had there. Well, they've got multiple vendors, things for the kids, things to do, talk with people. I don't know who all their guests are and who all they're going to have talking, but come on out and check that one out. That's a couple things that are going on around Iowa. I know that not a lot of people can get to Iowa sometimes because it's in the middle of the damn United States and no one knows where that's at. Just look for the big ice block right now. It's frozen. It's not the tundra. It's not Alaska. It's Iowa. We're frozen right now. It's just cold. So go out there and check those out. Again, Ghost Hunts USA. You can check out that site there. Look for things that are located in your area. They're all over the United States, from California to North Carolina to Texas. I think the New York area, they've got some. I'm going to jump back here to the list while I'm babbling on like a child in heat. There's Florida, there's Ohio, Indiana, Montana, Arizona, California, New York, West Virginia, Tennessee, I think is in here. I think I just did a song. I think it's a song. Haha. Just come on out and check us out. There's a newest one that's on there, though, is Mineral Springs Hotel in Alton, Illinois. That's one I'm hoping we get to go to. I'm not quite sure if we do or not, but if you're there, come on out and check this thing out. It's got a wild history. See if you can go swimming in the swimming pool. How about that for a challenge? People have died in that swimming pool. Yes, they have. Yeah. Wow, I don't know what that was. The basement area is supposed to be dramatically haunted. Beautiful old buildings. Check it out. Come on out there and talk with us. Yes. I thought we'd talk about one other thing that I'm finding out more and more true to my heart, that I think it really works for different things. One of that is being meditation. I've started doing more and more meditation. I meditate before I use my tarot cards. I meditate before I do a lot of things. I've started doing small meditations at work just to calm down, just to relax. On a very stressful day, I take 5-10 minutes and just do a meditation. If you go out to YouTube, there are hundreds of meditations out there. There's music you can play that you can relax to. There's meditations out there that have helped people through harsh pregnancies that make it so they can relax more. Oh, butt's getting sore, sorry. There's meditations out there that are supposed to be able to help you to be better at business, be better at decision making, be better at life, help you lose weight, help you do everything. My thought on meditations, though, is right now is I'm having a lot of issues with meditations. I'm having issue doing exactly what I told you need to do up here. And that's up in that old noggin up in the head, is to turn that off, to open it up, to allow it to relax. Tell that little Japtalian guy in the back of your head that speaks that you don't understand a word he's saying to just, hey, wait a minute, I'm here. I need to relax. You need to calm down and quiet. I know there's a lot of people that do meditations before they go to bed. Oh, there's my co-host Shannon. I wish she was here with us, but she has this thing on her phone that she uses to help her sleep. And she says she loves it. It's sounds and music or some stuff playing in the background to help her relax. Find out what works for you. I suggest doing a meditation before you even get started on an investigation. The first meditation I suggest anybody does is a grounding meditation. That's one of the biggest meditations you can do is to ground yourself. What do we mean by grounding? Ground yourself to the earth. The earth is the largest piece of energy that we have. Mother Earth holds all the spirits. She is the one that controls it all. Down in the earth. The core of the earth is a solid ball. It's not a solid ball, but it's a solid mass of energy. That's the energy you want to tap into. So if you can stand there and you can be real calm or sit, your back straight, close your eyes, couple deep breaths in, relax. Let that cleansing breath go into your lungs, into your diaphragm. Slowly let that air out. Relax. Take another deep breath in. Let it out. Relax. Above your head, you want to picture a white ball of light. It's a ball of energy. It's love and light. And you want to picture that energy working its way down to the top of your skull. Slowly moving down your head into your neck. You can feel it across your shoulders. You can feel it working its way down both your arms, into your hands, down through your chest cavity. Slowly just working its way down into your abdomen, your stomach. Slowly, it's just filling you full of peace and harmony. Slowly working its way into your hips. If you can imagine your tailbone and extending out through your tailbone, almost like a tail. Yes, I said it, almost like a tail. And that tail is slowly, as the energy works down through your legs, that tail is like a branch or a root reaching out towards Mother Earth. That energy working down through your legs, down through your knees, through the backs of your calves, down through your lower legs. You'll feel it in your ankles, down into your feet. That energy reaching out, it always stays with you, but it reaches out into the earth. Just at the same time that reaches into the earth, that root system coming out of your tailbone just reached the earth, and it's going down into the earth. Down deep. It's passing through all the different levels of dirt and sand and granite, passing through all the years of history that have been built up into this earth. It's working its way down towards the warm center core of the earth. It's almost there. It reaches that warm center core, and now it's pulling that energy up into its own core system, just like a root reaches out for water and moisture and nutrients. That's what you're drawing from that earth. And that energy slowly starts working its way up through that root system, back up through the years of history, through the sand and the granite, passing those diamonds that we all wish we had, passing all that buried treasure from all them pirates. It works its way back, up. Now it's coming up into your feet. That energy, you're still pulling that energy from Mother Earth back up into your system, into your legs, up through that root system that came from your tailbone. You feel it slowly working up through your legs. You feel that energy. It's bountiful powerfulness just building up in you, calming you, giving you peace and harmony and love and light, and working its way up your legs, past your knees, through your thighs, by your hips and your groin area. And now the two coming from your legs and the one coming up from your tailbone have just met together, and now it's even stronger. As it passes up through your stomach, you can feel it. You can feel it up, starting to slowly work up your spine, and it reaches your heart. And it gives your heart so much love and light, giving that energy into you, pulling it up inside. Now it's working its way up into your shoulders. You feel that energy all through your arms. Your arms should tingle just a little bit. You should feel it. Coolness of the air. Everything around you is becoming more clear. That energy works its way up past your shoulders and into your neck, working its way up through your head. Now it's up here on the top of your head, right next to your third eye. Hopefully it helps wake that third eye up there in the middle of your forehead. It gives you clairvoyance. It gives you that love and light energy. Now as it goes up, it works its way up to the top of your head. It starts to create a dome over your body, protecting you, enveloping you like a warm protection blanket, allowing you to control your own energy. You're grounded. You've grounded yourself to Mother Earth and allowed her energy to mingle with yours. You've allowed that energy to come and flow and relax you and calm you. Now that you're relaxed, you've given that energy your third eye. You've hopefully realigned or aligned those chakras that are in your body. You should feel more relaxed. If you do this right before you go to sleep, you can go to sleep and relax. If you could do this throughout your day, maybe once or twice a day, and just relax. Forget about all that troubles of work and stress and just relax. Now while you're relaxing, take another deep breath in. It should go even deeper this time. You've opened up all those senses. Slowly let it out. Another big, huge, deep breath in. Deep down into your core, into your soul. You can feel it. Slowly let it out. Relax. Now, if you've been doing this along with me, you should be able to open your eyes now. You should be in a relaxed state, but you should feel protected. You should feel that white light of love and energy that should surround you and protect you and bind with you. You can do this and relax like that and ground yourself and have you just know that the good energy is there. You have the possible chance of finding something. Do this meditation before you go on a paranormal investigation, before you go into a building and go to sleep in there. There's a lot of people that feel that you have to go through all this each time to meditate and relax. You can just picture that. Everything that I just said, just picture it. Or, you know what? Find a way, the one connection that we can physically touch that's always grounded, that's always connected to Mother Earth. The tree. Its roots are already extending down and looking for energy. I'm not saying go out and hug a tree. Go out and just put your hand on a tree. Sometimes you'll feel that energy from that tree just coming in to you. Sometimes that's why they always say stop and smell the roses. Because by doing that, you're stopping and you're looking at Mother Nature, the earth, where we all get our energy from. Try it. Try different meditations. Try to relax more. Try to feel better about yourself. And then you can go into a building and get the poop scared out of you. That's what we do. I want to thank everybody for being with me tonight. I know I'm on the show here, but I've also got Facebook Live going. I've had that going the whole time in front of me. So Jake and Amanda and Taya and everybody that was out there watching, Larry, everybody, I want to thank you guys for all being here with me tonight. If you have subjects that you want me to talk about, or myself and Shannon to talk about, if it gets a little sciencey and a little tricky, I'll bring in Jake and he can we can discuss the science side of things. We hope to look forward to hearing from you guys. We hope to look forward to talking to you guys and seeing you in the future. I really want everybody just to be safe and everybody to relax. And like I said in the very beginning, think before you type on the bullshit rhetoric that keeps going around and running around out there. Thank you very much to everybody for being here. If you have any questions, please look us up. Shoot me an instant message here on Facebook on Talk Live Paranormal. Shannon, if you're listening, miss you. Can't wait to have you back on here. It was great having you back here last week. Love you guys very much. Love and light out to everybody. Be safe. Amanda, be safe in the location you're at. And you guys have a great week. Have a great weekend. Thank you guys very much. Only thing left to say is, like always, I'll see you in the dark. Bye.